Hi, Grace the Book Lady here. And this story that I'm going to read for you today is near and dear to my heart because my godkids really love this story. And I read it for, it felt like every day for like 3 years. And it's the true story of the Three Little Pigs by A. Wolf, as told to Jon Scieszka, illustrated by Lane Smith. And that is the cover. Okay, here we go. Everybody knows the story of the Three Little Pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. I'm the wolf. Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. And there is the wolf. He wears glasses, which I really like. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad too. Did you look at the cheeseburger here? Isn't that amazing? But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. And he's made a diagram for us. And the next page reads, "This is the real story." Here we go. The big bad wolf is going to tell us his side. Way back in Once Upon a Time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold. I ran out of sugar. There he is, making the cake, and it looks like he's sneezing right here. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house of straw? So there's the wolf walking, and there's the house of straw. So of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into someone else's house. So I called, little pig, are you in? No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch. I felt a sneeze come on. Well, I huffed and I snuffed. So there he is, the door is falling, and there he is huffing. He's about to sneeze. And I sneezed a great sneeze. There he is, he's blowing everything apart with his sneeze. Don't you sneeze like that? I know I do. And you know what? The whole darn straw house fell down. And right in the middle of a pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave him a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw. So I ate it up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger just lying there. So there's the straw all scattered, and I think that's the pig's tail. And he's just sort of contemplating what he should do with the cheeseburger, as he calls it, or ham dinner, he called it, yes. I was feeling a little better, so I still didn't have any sugar for my cup. So I went to the next neighbor's house. This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house of sticks. So that's the house of sticks. I rang the bell on the stick house. Nobody answered. I called, Mr. Pig, Mr. Pig, are you in? He yelled back, go away, Wolf. You can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin chin. So there he is with his razor and the hairs on his chin. I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I tried to cover my mouth, but the sneeze was a great sneeze. There he is sneezing. And you see the stick scattering. Uh-oh. And you're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. When the dust cleared, there was a second little pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. And there he is. Dead as a doornail, poor thing. Now, you know food will spoil if you just leave it out in the open. So I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little bit better, and I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family. He built his house of bricks. I knocked on the brick house, no answer. I called, Mr. Pig, Mr. Pig, are you in? And you know what that rude little porker answered? Get out of here, Wolf. Don't bother me again. So there he is. He's kind of full from his two piggy dinners. And there's the third pig's brick house. Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar and wouldn't give me one little cup for my dear sweet old granny's birthday cake. What a pig. I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of cake when I felt my cold coming on. I huffed, I snuffed, and I sneezed again. Then the third little pig yelled, you and your old granny can sit on a pin. So there's the wolf, he's got a hanky, and there's the pig insulting the wolf. Now, I'm usually a calm fellow, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go crazy. When the cops drove up, of course I was trying to break down this pig's door, and the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a scene. So there he is sneezing. The rest, as they say, was history. The news reporters found out about the two pigs I'd had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. So they jazzed up the story with all that huff and puff and blow your house down, and they made me the big bad wolf. That's it. The real story. I was framed. There's the newspaper report. But maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar? And there's the pig in jail. Love this story. This was the true story of the Three Little Pigs by A. Wolf, as told to Jon Scieszka, illustrated by Lane Smith. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.